This video assumes that you have already set up Google Drive file stream on your computer. If you haven't, please go back and have a look at that video. Google Drive supports almost any type of file, including Microsoft Office files, Photoshop documents, and more. In this video, we're going to look at two ways you can work with your files in Google Drive and how these methods are different. The first way to access your files is directly on your computer. If you've installed Google Drive File Sync in the previous video and you've signed in, you'll see the Google Drive folders now on your desktop, which you can simply double-click to open, and you'll see My Drive. You can also go through the Finder as well. You'll see the Google Drive in your sidebar here. If I go into My Drive, I'll see all the files I currently have in there. You'll notice some files have different icons on them. These three files have a cloud icon, while my storage folder has a checkmark icon. The difference is, files with the cloud icon are only available when you're connected to the internet. Files with the checkmark are available offline. And since this is a folder, anything that's inside of this folder will also be available offline. So if I want to make a new folder in here, I'm just going to call this new folder for our example. You'll notice it has the cloud icon. This is normally what happens when files are placed into Google Drive File Sync. But if I want to make this available offline, I'll simply right-click, choose Google Drive File Stream, and Available Offline is the option I'll choose. You can work with the files exactly as they are on your computer. So if I go into my storage folder, I'll see my two folders I already put in here, my desktop and documents folder. Let's take a look at my documents folder. I have a file here called File 1 that's a Word document. I'll simply double-click it to open it in Microsoft Word. As you can see, this document has some complex formatting. I have a piece of word art at the top here, and I also have a chart I created in Microsoft Excel. We'll come back to this document later to show the difference between accessing it from your computer and from the website that we'll talk about. So I'm going to close out Microsoft Word for now. And I'm going to show you I have a document here that's not currently in Google Drive. I can drag it into Google Drive into my Documents folder. However, you'll notice the plus sign that appears here. This means it's going to make a copy when I drag it over, rather than move the document itself. So I don't want to do that. What I'm going to do instead is hold down the Command key when I'm dragging the document over, and you'll see the plus sign disappears. So this means the document will be moved over instead of copied. So as you can see, it goes away from my desktop, and it's now in my Documents folder. This behaves exactly as a folder would on your computer. The second way to access your Google Drive files is directly through your web browser. I'm going to go to Google Chrome and go to drive.google.com, and I'll see a listing of everything I have in Google Drive. I have quick access to my recent files, but when I scroll down, you can see I have the same documents that I have on my Google Drive on my computer, as well as my new folder and my storage folder. Let's go inside the storage folder for a minute. I'm going to go to my Documents folder, and you can see that document that we opened up earlier is actually in Google Drive, and if I click on it, I'll get to see a preview of the document. But you'll notice one thing that's different. Certain elements don't carry over. I don't have my word art here. This went to regular text. And also, my chart here is no longer editable. It's simply a picture. I can choose to open this in Google Docs. And Google will do the best job it can to try to interpret everything that's in this document and make it appear. But as you can see the warning at the top, some word features can't be displayed in Google Docs and will be dropped if I make changes. For this reason, you should not edit Microsoft Office documents or other documents that were not created in Google through the web. Doing so might result in having things lost in the document, such as these elements. While Microsoft Word documents can be opened in Google Drive, it's best to use this as a method simply to preview them or download them to your computer. Let's go back to that document again. As you can see, there's a download button here if I go back to my preview. If I were to click this, it would download this file to this computer. I don't have to do this because it's already in my Google Drive on my computer here. But if I were on a colleague's computer or some other device that didn't have my Google Drive, this would be a useful thing to do. Let's go back to the Google Drive itself. Another great feature within the web interface is that you can actually revert files back to what they were before. As you can see, I have a file here called File2. I'm going to open that file on my computer instead of Google. So let's go to my Google Drive again, to my storage folder, Documents. I'm going to open File2. And I have a line here saying don't delete this line. Well, I'm going to make a mistake here and delete this by accident. And I'm actually going to save it too. So normally, this would be it. I would have lost that information. There's no way I could get that back. But thanks to Google Drive, I can actually bring that file back to what it used to be. It'll take a second here for Google Drive to sync. But if I refresh my window here in the web browser, you will see my File2 here, and notice the preview, the line is clearly missing. If I right-click on the file, I can go to Manage Versions, and you'll see the versions of the file that Google has. The current version from 3.24 is the one I made that's missing the line that we took out. But version 2 before that has a line in. So what I'm going to do is click on the ellipses dots next to version 2, and I'm going to download it. Let's go ahead and open this up and see what we have. As you could see, it restored the version that had the missing line. This is handy if you ever make mistakes in documents and you want to go backwards when you can't undo and the document's been saved. As you can see, both methods are great for accessing your files, and you can rest assured that your files are safe, backed up, and that recent changes can be reversed. When working on your computer, always save files to your Google Drive. If you have any questions or concerns, please reach out to our help desk at help.fcasd.edu.